That's my name. That's right.
War criminal. The people of Libya, the people of Iraq, the people of Syria, the people of Yemen, the people of Palestine, as well as the people of America will never forgive.
Violating the university code of Rot. I'm asking you to leave. The delegates will now escort you out of the building.
Yes, one more reason to vote Trump. According to this article, Hillary Clinton claimed this past weekend that Donald Trump is one of the dictators who intend to use the army to round up Americans. Clinton offered her latest deranged rambling to CNN softball queen Christian Amapo at the Moy Security Conference, warning, "You need to listen to him and take him seriously. He is telling us what he wants to do. He wants to be a dictator on day one. He wants to round up people because of the way they look."
Can Ukraine survive another year? Will the United States step up? And will the United States continue to be a leader of NATO, given former President Trump's recent comments? You know, President Biden said this week, supporting this bill, the one for foreign aid and military aid, is standing up to Putin. Opposing it is playing into Putin's hands.
Yes.
What, I mean, you're a former senator. You know, the Senate came kicking and screaming, but they passed it, but the House hasn't passed it. Where do you think, you know, in the political realm, this is going to go?
Well, one thing I know for sure, if this bill from the Senate were ever put on the floor of the House, it would pass. It would pass overwhelmingly, because the people who are preventing it, starting with the Speaker, Mike Johnson, are not doing America's business. They're doing Donald Trump's business. And why is Donald Trump so enamored of Putin? Well, part of it is he's a wannabe dictator. He has told us that repeatedly. He even said the other day, let's basically get out of NATO and, you know, encourage Putin to do what he wants to do. How absurd a statement that is cannot even be, you know, measured, because you are essentially giving a green light to a murderous, brutal dictator. Nobody who is siding with Trump on this issue would want to live under that kind of regime.
I want to ask you, though, you said if it came to the floor of the House, it would pass overwhelmingly. We know that the majority of Americans believe and support NATO, and they want to support it. But why do you think that? Then why isn't it coming to the floor of the House?
Well, this is one of the great political mysteries of our time, because there are Republicans who feel that they took an oath to Donald Trump, not to the United States of America. And I don't say that lightly, but I cannot understand it. There are people I served with in the Senate for 8 years who have turned on America in order to curry favor with Trump. I don't recognize these people. These are people who I worked with, that I traveled with, and to hear what's coming out of their mouths now is just shocking to me. So there's something going on in this minority of the Republican members of Congress, particularly in the House, that makes them seem as though they're a member of the Trump cult, not that they took an oath to serve our country and, you know, work on behalf of their constituents. I'm hoping that, you know, better heads will prevail and we will get that vote.
For those who say this is just Trump in campaign mode...
No, that's not true, Christiane. You need to listen to him and take him seriously. He is telling us what he wants to do. He wants to be a dictator on day one. He wants to round up people because of the way they look. You know, they may or may not be undocumented. It doesn't matter to him. He wants to call out the army to do that. He wants to use, you know, the Insurrection Act to militarize American law enforcement. He has a whole team of right-wing thinkers, so to speak, who are coming up with an agenda called Project 2025. He wants to rid the government of any kind of independent expertise. So, you know, he wants people who will say, when he said memorably during COVID, maybe you should inject yourself with bleach, instead of looking shocked, they'll say, yes, sir, Mr. President. That's what he wants. He wants to bend the government of the United States to his will, just like Vladimir Putin did to Russia.
Yes, this bothers me a lot. When this woman speaks up every time, I don't know why I'm offended. When you take a look at what she said here, that Speaker Johnson is not doing American job. He is doing everything to please Trump. It is insane. She went further to talk how Trump will withdraw from NATO. We all know Trump's stand pertaining to this. After a very long time, he has been making it clear people should understand what is going on. He said recently that this aid that is going out, America should lend it out, not for free. So, what is wrong with that?
Well, first of all, in the administration, he talked many times about getting out of NATO, behind closed doors and publicly. So that's just a fact. But the idea that he would side with a thug, the idea that Trump is saying that not only is he not going to defend our allies, who were with us after 9/11, by the way, but that he's also going to tell Putin to go ahead and encourage him to invade them is unthinkable.
You just were talking about Trump's embrace of Putin and, he's encouraging Russia to attack U.S. allies if they don't spend enough, that what he believes they should be spending, what they've agreed to on defense. And you said that he's siding with someone, who is a thug that kills and jails his opponents, his dissidents, obviously talking about Putin. You've also said, though, that you would support Donald Trump if he's the Republican nominee. I wonder how you reconcile those two things, or does it make you uncomfortable that you may have to vote for someone that you say does that?
It doesn't make me uncomfortable when I'm running against him. The whole point of me running is because I don't think Donald Trump should be president, a female president of the United States. It will either be me or it will be Kamala Harris. If Republicans nominate Donald Trump, it will be Kamala Harris.
Yes, I don't know what Nikki Haley is still doing. She has been, doing this now for months, and I'm just observing because the media is giving her space to be spewing out this nonsense. She said something like, if it's not her, a woman must be a president in America. I don't know what she knows. Is there something that this woman knows and we don't know? The way she sounds, she's very optimistic on this. For a very long time, she doesn't want to drop out. What is happening? This man died in Russian prison. Nikki Haley came out and made it clear, like, Trump should say something. If Trump is not saying anything, it therefore means Trump is responsible for what happened in Russia. It's crazy, right? Sometimes when I look at Nikki Haley, I would think she's a Democrat because all the ads she's going off on Trump is being used by Democrats, especially the Biden campaign. They use her ad, to attack Trump. When she produced today, you want to turn your eye, it will be shared by Biden campaign. What is happening? You should be able to understand what is going on. She now played this kind of game, like, if it's not me, it's Kamala Harris. Nikki Haley made it clear, like, if she is dropped out or Trump is nominated, she will support Trump. A question surfaced about this. Nikki Haley was speechless. She could not respond to this.
If former President Trump is convicted in a court of law, would you still support him as your party's choice? Please raise your hand if you would. Just
at this time, I don't know what Nikki Haley